A very, very good evening to all the lovely ladies who have joined and joining in for live interview under Skillgate Series 1O. We shall wait for 2 minutes and then start. Oh, lovely. So there are a lot of people joining in. Another 1 minute and then we are ready to go. 'So it is a tea time or coffee time. So grab your cup of coffee and tea and then sit and hear to an inspiring story. 30 seconds to go and then we shall start. Okay, so I think people are joining in and we are good to go. So good evening everyone again, and you're watching me live on live interview under Skillgate Series 1O. Women are the largest untapped reservoir of talent in the world. A woman should be motivated to the point where she is not questioned anymore for her failures, decisions, or success. Success does not come from what you do occasionally, but it comes from what you do consistently. Innovation, skills, out of box thinking are all the buzzwords today. Whatever you do, be different is the mantra of today. But I think this is more relevant for entrepreneurs. If you are different, you stand out. And yes, my friends, she has stood out with her perseverance, defined success on her own terms, achieved it by her own rules, and built a life she is proud to live. She is a founder of a company, author of various books. She is an educationist, palmist, and a recipient of many awards. A mother of beautiful daughters and a wife. Oh my God! How can a person wear so many different hats at one time? Are you curious? I'm too, I'm sure, and I'm very excited to know more about such a multi talented, multifaceted personality. So let us welcome Dr. Arpita Gopal, a perfect example of beauty with brains. So let me bring her on the stream for you all. Good evening, ma'am. We are so
Good evening.
happy. We are so happy to have you on this platform. I would like to tell you a little more about uh, her awards. She has won NASSCOM Social Innovation Honor 2014 at the hands of Sri Raghuram Rajan, then Governor of Reserve Bank of India. Another one from Frost and Sullivan India ICT Award for Product Innovation, Leadership, Enterprise Applications 2014. She has also won IBM Global Entrepreneur Program Award for Cloud Startups. Another in Women Entrepreneurship Quest for the Hot 100 Awards 2015. Her company employs around 100 employees, whom she considers as a family. Arpita has authored six multidisciplinary books and published numerous papers in reputed journals of national and international fame. She is a PhD in computer science and a gold medalist in MCA. And her mantra is all her employees are like a family. So whenever I talk to her, she says, my family is growing. So that means she is employing more and more people. So, ma'am, welcome again. And shall we begin with the first question?
Sure. Sure, Sonali. Thank you for a very generous introduction. Yeah, and I'm ready for your questions.
Yeah. Ma'am, can you tell us about yourself, how you have begun this journey?
Yeah, sure. So, if I talk about my own self, I am by heart a teacher. Basically, I am a trainer. But in action, I'm a researcher because I can't shut down my mind. And by passion, I'm an entrepreneur. That's how the professional world around me defines me. If you talk about my personal space, I'm known for a kind heart, fierce mind, and a brave spirit. Now, the question that you asked next is how did you start all of this? So, as usual, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And it was not actually a very well planned journey, I should say. The initial part of my career had a different choice. I was an academician, by choice, I was an academician, a passionate teacher, and I rose through ranks to eventually head a prestigious management institution. But when I was pursuing my PhD, I realized there was a moment of truth in my life. And I was wondering why academic research is confined to library and journals and searching the
Hmm.
internet. Why not it can be practiced in action? And that is
Yeah.
when I decided that I will choose to act rather than
Hmm.
to preach, rather than to teach.
Yeah.
And then my actions, the compass of my action had only one single minded focus: academics and academic setup and academic administration. And so eventually, the very obvious choice of my actions was to make a software, to make an ERP, which I knew, for an academic setup.
Hmm.
And that's how all of that started. And Sonali, you have also given me good enough kicks to make me start because I had a long session of doubting myself and whether I should take that step or not. And
Yes.
unless you would have kicked me, I wouldn't have started. So yeah, there were two things that were driving me. One is my moment of truth, and another was Sonal.
Oh, ma'am. So, ma'am, what was the trigger? But see, I had told you, and we had discussed it at that time very in depth. But there must be something in your mind that I want to start something, or when did it happen actually? What was the trigger point?
Correct. So suddenly, one day I realized that we as academicians, we were teaching a lot of students and very professional postgraduate adult students, and we were expecting them to be professional programmers. And
Hmm.
somehow the moment of truth came in my life that I was wondering how many of us, how many teachers actually have the capability of producing a world class software? How many of
Yeah.
us can convert whatever we teach into action? Also, as you told that I am an entrepreneur, I was for long thinking that rather than me seeking a job, I should be able to provide jobs. So that
Hmm.
realization was the most important trigger that forced me out of a job seeker to be a job giver and to solve a very, very relevant problem which I had faced throughout my career in academics. So that was the
Yeah.
changing moment for me. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So, ma'am, I'm curious about your business, to know about your business. What is the nature of your business and how actually it helps, people or society? in short?
So, as you know, that I've spent long number of years in academics, and I was always wondering and requiring a solution, a digitization solution, which could be an end-to-end solution, which could be the best fit for the requirements that I knew so closely. And then during my researches, I was making a white paper and trying to compare the existing ERPs in the market and what I desired. I had actually made a list, and I was sitting on a big, huge list which was running through 9 pages. This is my, desirable list of what I want as a software solution that I'm looking for. And then I found that whatever happened in the market, none of that fitted into what I wanted. And any which ways, I was looking to act. I was looking to create something. So I
Right.
thought this is the problem that I need to solve. This
Hmm.
is the solution that everybody like me is looking forward. And that led me to creation of Juno Campus, which is essentially an all-in-one automation system. All processes, all activities that happen in an academic setup in any educational institutions. We have workflows for that. It's a huge 45 module ERP, and we seamlessly
Wow.
integrate all verticals and provide end-to-end automation. So that's what I took as a problem, and I solved that problem. And lately, we have established ourselves as a dominant market leader, and we are very successfully automated around 260 plus educational institutions around, us, like in India and abroad. So yeah,
Wow.
today I am at a stage where the problem that I thought was most relevant to me, I not only found the solution for my own self, but also for everybody else.
Wow, man. This is really inspiring. And I know because in education system or in educational institutions, there is a lot of manual documentation that happens. And I think you have really brought a revolution in this. And I still remember myself filling registers and attendance register and so many test papers. So I think your software system actually is makes us paperless. So this is a very very big thing for environment saving also,
Absolutely.
right, ma'am?
I
And
completely
ma'am,
agree.
what is the meaning of Juno software system? Juno, what is the meaning of Juno?
So when we started in this journey, actually, me and my partner Gauravi Pimpalkhare, this was a women-led venture. And
Wow.
like you, I'm also a great supporter of women and, enabling them and, giving them chances which they couldn't pursue otherwise in life. So when we we were not thinking of actually establishing a company. We made a product, and then the product got recognized on a world platform, and we got some wonderful recognition, and companies started coming to us. So then companies told us that we need to form a business entity, a company, and through which they can act as our product reseller. So
Hmm.
that forced us into creating this entity. And while thinking of name, I wanted the name to relate to academics. And for me, the god of education is symbolized by the planet Jupiter for
Oh
advanced
wow.
knowledge. And since it was a woman driven organization, it was a woman driven product. Juno is wife of Jupiter, and she also
Oh
stands for advanced knowledge, and hence Juno Software Systems Private Limited.
wow. Wow. That is so thoughtful, ma'am.
Yeah, that's a story in itself. Yeah.
Yes, and like you have mentioned before, but what is like I had said that for an entrepreneur, it is very important that you stand out, and then only you will be recognized by people and by everyone. So, what is USP of your business? How do you stand out of everyone else?
Yeah. So, as you rightly said, unless we have a unique selling point, unless we have some disruption that we can create in the market, nobody
Yeah.
will give you a chance. And, even if, you give the software for free, nobody is going to use it. So, it's very, very important that the problem that you're trying to solve has some disruptive factor, some very, very unique selling point. So our solution, that way I'm very, very proud of the solution. And yeah, it's way different than any other solution in the market. And there are several points that I can list as a USP. However, a few of them is that it's a one-stop solution, first of all, for end-to-end digitization of an education setup. And we have used artificial intelligence extensively so that we can crunch the historical data to derive unprecedented business intelligence, which can lead
Oh,
to efficient operations. Yeah, that's very important. And we love writing these AI algorithms, to derive, to make machine, to enable the machine to take intelligent decisions. Also, the solution is highly configurable. So nowadays, fixed solutions where fixed ways, it can only happen for industrial sector, for manufacturing companies. For education setup, people are very fluid, very flexible. And the
mhm.
only software which has flexible ways can sustain. And that is why the key feature of my solution is that it's configurable. It has a state of art learning management system. It is compliant with regulatory bodies, and at a click of a button, you can actually derive 100% data that you require for these regulatory bodies. And it's a huge cost saving, so that, very, very quick ROI you can establish. So these are a few USPs that I'm very proud of. And the most important one is that it's configurable and end to end.
Wow, man. And to all the viewers and friends who are watching, and especially to educational institution heads, principals, or directors, if you're watching this, so I think this is the right kind of solution to go paperless and help the government also. So, ma'am, you code, you do the coding also here.
Yeah, I mean, see, when you're an entrepreneur, you have to wear several hats. And we have done the coding, we have done the domain analysis. I mean, when I started this solution, I hardly knew about academics domain. But since I wanted to make an end-to-end digitization solution, now I am, like you are a CA, but yeah, I can actually talk to you on accounts and finance and stock and inventory and purchase and HR, and because it's a multi-module solution. So we have done the server configuration, the analysis, the domain, the coding, almost everything. But now, I mean, as the time flew by, we have a team who takes care of a few things. And now, for a lot of time, I have not been into programming except for this AI programming. But yes,
Okay.
we had extensively programmed.
Wow. And when we say about anyone's, or when we talk about anyone's journey, there are many ups and downs, and being especially women into the corporate, into the entrepreneurship, there are a lot of challenges that we face. Ma'am, I want you to share with us the challenges, or one such challenge, how you faced it and how you overcame it. So that would be really inspiring for all the listeners.
So, yeah, I mean, all the audience would really relate to me. What am I saying? I mean, being a woman is a challenge in itself, but I don't want to
Yeah.
cry over the fact, and I'm very proud of being a woman. However, even if men would have started this venture, I mean, there are several challenges on multiple fronts. And the first one is finance. Who's going to finance your passion, your idea? And it's easy to take a bank loan or to have investors, but we always believe that if we are passionate and confident enough about the ideas that we are having, then we should not hesitate in investing ourselves. So the three founders have invested our entire personal saving and whatever we could borrow from our friends and relatives, and it's a bootstrapped, self-funded organization. That's
Hmm.
one thing. Also, it's very tough for a small new company to generate business in any space. So we partnered with some big IT companies on revenue sharing basis so that we do not have to worry about big brand backing, and that helped us in getting a few initial orders and also keeping our costs down.
Yeah.
Another big challenge was a lot of, half cooked small products are available in the market at a very, very cheap price. And ours is a
Hmm.
niche product with a very premium kind of pricing. So
Yeah.
that actually led to a very hard competition in the market with respect to the pricing policies. But all the directors in our company are get very excited because of competition and criticism. That's what is our fuel. So we enjoyed that competition, and we did some background work about the competition. And now our customers who had used the product also helped us in giving references. And
Yeah.
now we are, yeah, I mean, the things are pretty easy on that front too. And finally, the one challenge that still we keep on facing is retaining the good IT resource is always a challenge, especially in a new company startup. Because
Hmm.
even though we pay these competitive salaries, we often find that we train a very good resource and we spend 2, 3 years training them, and they start doing something for the company, and suddenly they want to opt for a position in a big, name, big brand
Yeah.
company. Yeah, that's a bit tricky, and we try to overcome by creating a much better work environment and grooming the resources and giving them responsibilities. But attrition is a constant challenge that we still face.
Yeah. So, ma'am, like you said that your first challenge, and that was I think for all startups or for all expansion plans, that is the biggest challenge. That finances, legal matters, then documentation, lot of things are there. So, ma'am, I want to tell you and share with viewers also that under Skill Gate foundation that we are going to start, we are going to offer end-to-end solutions to the startups and to for the expansion. And this is the funding will be under MSME. So the rates of interest and the loan facility will be really good as compared to the other commercial banks. And we are very happy that Cosmos Bank is with us in this. And soon we will be coming up with a nice tagline and the nice company name, which is going to offer end-to-end solutions. So be it legal, documentation, finances, making project reports. So I think with our foundation, the problems or the challenges that you faced initially will not happen if people contact us, the startups and the expansion plans. If you have, then you can please contact us. And I think, yeah, this is the biggest challenge, how to finance a company, how to
Yeah.
have a working capital. So, but now I think you have overcome this and you are now an inspiration to other startups and potential entrepreneurs. So, ma'am, how do you see your company and what are your growth plans, maybe in near future, if I can say?
So our growth was really, really good. This Before pandemic, we grew 3 times in a year in comparison to the earlier year. However, even during pandemic, we grew around 50%, and we are looking forward for a much better growth. Pandemic has affected us both ways. It has slowed down, our growth a little bit, but it has also acted as magic, because now the world can't do without, coming on this digital platform, and especially the academicians, they have to do everything through IT,
Right, right, right,
even the teaching, the live lecture, the online assessment through proctoring, everything they have to do through these platforms. So that's how, I mean, our business looks very promising. And
right.
we are actually concentrating on two fronts now. One is the government business, and our growth is coming from an increased focus on government business. And we are targeting government business to grow at least 10 times and contribute around 50% of our total business operations. And then we are also looking at international business. And we just got our first international order from a Dubai based customer. And we are
Wow.
focusing on international business in a big way. And hopefully, it will be significant growth driver for us. But we still have to experiment there. But with government business, we are getting quite a lot of experience and stability. And that's helping us grow a lot. Yeah.
Wow. Ma'am, actually, my next question, I don't want to ask you, but I think I should ask you because still we are a progressive society, but we have not progressed as such in the real terms, and still now also women has to manage home front and business front or professional front. So can you tell us that you have, how do you manage? I mean, you have really set an example for other women entrepreneurs, so we want to hear from you. How do you manage home front and professional front?
I will definitely answer this question, but first of all, you have to let me know if you would have interviewing the men, would you have asked the same question?
No, that is what that
Yeah.
that is what we have not progressed so much, but we are on the path. So that is why
So by
I asked.
default, so by default in our society, we absolve men of home
Yes,
responsibilities. Yeah, and that's the correct judgment of situation. But I would certainly like to feel this question as a message to all men and women who will ever see and come across this show. Life is multidimensional and not unidimensional. And like, if you have a body, and in our body, all the time, all systems are working simultaneously. Like we have respiratory system and circulatory system and digestive system. So it's not that when I'm eating, only my digestive system is working. It's all about this working and this working and this working. And if you have been brought up with the right values and you understand and respect work as an integral value, it's not impossible to live a holistic life without much compromises. So
yeah,
I think a supporting spouse, a right work culture at home that promotes inclusion and not exclusion, and shared set of responsibilities and a sense of worthiness makes all of this worthwhile. I know that in continuation with whatever I've said, I firmly believe to keep a harmony between home and work front, and I don't want to compromise or give precedence to either of them. Both are equally important to me, and thanks to technology, nowadays it's so easy for me to be in kitchen and still taking official calls
yes,
or on the dining table attending meetings from home, and it's also equally comfortable and easy that I'm in office and I'm still paying my house bills and I'm booking gases and ordering groceries. So yeah, I mean the boundaries are not very well defined. They are fluid and it works for me. It's an advantage for me. So I take that as an advantage, and I mean, I manage and I feel that both of them are equally important.
yeah, yes, yes. So, ma'am, one last question. What message you will give to women entrepreneurs to keep their feet rooted and fly high also? So, what message will you give?
So the first message that I'll give is just an echo of your message that you gave me 10 years back, Sonali. One is, if you think you can do it, you must go ahead and give it a try. That's what you
Yeah,
had told me on 12th December 2010, and I still
yes,
cannot forget it.
yes, ma'am.
Second is, there is nothing like failure. It's only a learning experience. Go and give it a try. People think that you start and you work hard and you become successful. But actually, that's not the case. You start and you fail, and then you again try and you fail 100 times. And all of those 100 times tell you that this is not how the things would work. And the 101 time, it will eventually work. So take them as a learning experience. And you are already an entrepreneur, even if you're watching this show, and thinking that you are not seeking a job, but you are ready to create jobs, provide
Right.
jobs. And I firmly also believe, Sonali, we have really, really worked hard for this organization and never
Yeah,
felt stressed. It's because my passion is aligned to what I do. I
right.
absolutely love that I do. I know how to delegate. I know how to trust people. I depend on them. So I will invite and encourage all the lovely ladies who are watching this show, and everybody else, that let's co-create, let's co-celebrate, and let's co-optimize. That's my message to all of you.
Wow, man. I think that was a fantastic line. Co-create and
Co-celebrate and
co-celebrate.
co-optimize.
Wow. And I think this was a inspiring message from an inspiring lady, from an empowered woman to empower women. So I think this is the journey. And like you said, that we should be passionate so much that while getting up from the bed, we should not think that, my God, again one day, again it has started. How will it end? So when you get up from the bed, you should feel passionate, you should feel vibrant and enlightened. So I think
Absolutely.
that is the mantra and success mantra for any one of us. And ma'am, you have wonderfully described it. And thank you so much for sparing your time, sparing your literally a very, very important time and giving us that time here, inspiring ladies and inspiring women entrepreneurs. And really, we feel privileged to have you on this Skill Connect platform under Skillgate series Entrepreneurs Gateway. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Pleasure is all mine, Sonali. Thank you so much.
Thank you.